Ah, yes. Nothing quite like an early morning swim to get the muscles exercised and the blood flowing. And look! Here's our swimming instructor. Hi, I'm SciMaxD, call me Sci or Max, whichever you prefer. And welcome back to another episode of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Now that we've pretty much cleared out nearly all of the quests here in the Colony 9 area. Wait. Oh yeah, that's in the ruins. My bad. Anyways, we're gonna head into Tephra Cave. But first, let's talk to the defense folk. Get in the cave, can you kill a willow bonnet for me? As you can imagine, this is a series of monster quests. In fact, the monster quests for Tephra Cave of all things.
Right.
Singing brogs. That sounds fun.
Hi.
Mel lizards, as expected, and that's it for now. Before we head in, however, just a few things to note. Yes, we're at level 11, I am definitely abusing the expert mode and its ability to change stuff. First of all, we got a bunch of new arts. Shulk now has Shadow Eye. This reduces the aggro and increases the damage of physical arts within a set period of time. As you can imagine, Shadow Eye into backslash is kind of OP. And I love it. For this, I'd say the less aggro and Shulk the better, so let's upgrade this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna have a little more light healing. You can never hurt. Fiora has access to Lacerate. This inflicts the bleed condition, which deals about a set amount of damage relative to the base modifier. For example, as you can see, every time we upgrade the damage of the art, the debuff will also increase in its value. As for whichever art I want to go for next, it takes a while for Hidden Fawn to recharge, so let's introduce the cooldown a bit. And yeah, because I have the AP, I'll upgrade Screw her just second time. Now Rhine is where it's at. Oh boy, we've got a lot to go through. First off, guard shift. It's a thing that exists. It's kind of a panic button, since you can't do anything while it lasts. Honestly, if there was an art that wasn't worth upgrading on Rhine, this would probably be it. Sure, you can completely block all attacks, but it's just not worth it. It really just isn't worth it. But now for the elephant in the room, engage! Rhine now has a second aura, and as I've mentioned previously about auras in Xenoblade Chronicles, you only want to have one of these equipped at the time. In this case, well, it's just better than Rage in every way, greatly raising the aggro and drawing enemy attention towards him. This... wrong button. No, wait, it goes up here. Whoops. Yeah, get rid of Rage. Keep the engage on it. You know what? Let's swap these positions around. And I'd say we've got a decent right here, and yeah. Anyways, time to level up arts. Honestly, War Swing is one of Rhine's best ways of dealing damage and drawing aggro, so you can upgrade this a lot more if you wish. Personally, I'm gonna upgrade Engage a bit. It takes a while for it to go up, and yeah, the sooner we have this aura up, the better. Apart from that, let's upgrade Bone Upper a bit, and why not Hammer Beat gets some love as well. And with that out of the way, let's enter the Tephra Cave. Monster types. There are many types of monsters and when a type of monster is shown in the target window. You can toggle the enemy icons on or off on the display settings from the options menu via system menu. Ordinary monsters will not attack you unless you attack them. Visual types, as indicated with the little eye, will attack you whenever they see you. As such, it's best to walk round and behind. If we go in here, we get a few little things. First off, danger levels. I already mentioned this before, but you can tell the monster's danger level from the color in their target window. The higher the danger level, the more difficult it is to hit the monster and evade its attacks. Just a reminder, the modifier for hit rates is absolutely ridiculous. As with anything in the red danger tag having... well, it's really not a good idea to go up against them, especially this early on in the game. But more importantly, this does affect your block rate as well, so take that into note. Anyways, luring monsters is now available. You can lure a monster to an area where there are no other monsters. No, luring a monster to an area where there are no other monsters can make for a safer battle. To do this, simply press down on the D-pad in the center of the battle palette and select the lure icon. However, you may beware of these kindred monsters indicated with the 3 dots on each side of the tag. Or in the case of the window, beside any icon if there's available. If you're fighting a monster near one or more of the same species, the kindreds will join the battle. As such, it's wise to lure away individual members of a group to take them down one by one. And look at that! It's a good example. Clap Bunev. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's just... I know they got a hand-shaped tails, but that is just clever. Anyways, let's take on this Willow Bunev and boost our attention. As you can see, the Willow Bunev would have attacked us on sight. Right, but the moment we attack one Bunev, the rest will start going forward. Now, it was a little too quick to actually show, but yeah, if the battle had lasted longer, we would have seen the bleed condition go down. Bronze Skeeter. Actually, you know what? How about I actually show you luring? It always deals a flat 1 point of damage. And most importantly, you can't actually use battle start to finish. So yeah, there's a bit of a trade-off for each way you engage combat. Still, better to lure an enemy me than being chased by it, so that's all well and true. Good. As you notice, we've got a branching path here. This guy is your reason why. For now, I'm going to take the side route because this is honestly the safest way to go for anyone who isn't trying to complete as much as possible within the game. Look at that, we've got a clear island. And interestingly, those Bunnets chose not to go for us. Alright, Bunnef! And oh, look at that! Another unique monster. Mining Patrichev. I'd say it. No. I am not going to tempt myself right now. Okay? Let's do this. Now to show you just how effective the bleed debuff is. As you can see here, the damage is going, ticking down. It's going gradual. Debuffs are indicated by the orange color, so it's pretty easy to tell what you're doing. Or rather, what each damage is doing what. Man, I'm nervous. Hey, look at that, a singing Brog. It's like they know exactly what's in the main path and how to make us feel special. Anyway, now that we've cleared out this area a bit, you may have noticed we've got a few branching paths. First of all, a slight dead end. Secondly, another pronged skeeter. Oh, look at that! Ryan managed to unlock mental fortitude. That'll definitely help out a bit. Also, Shulk managed to unlock Secret of Life, so that'll be useful in reviving teammates. Anyway, now that I've shown you how the detour works, I'd say alternating between the two Xenoblade games really makes remembering the camera controls fun. I'm gonna take on this guy. Well, I learnt my lesson. Is what I'd say if I wasn't planning to take it on right away. Oh, that's nice, you can actually open up the quest log just by pressing down even with the... that off, that's good. Anyways, let's try this again. I'm gonna show some battle strategy tricks. Hold down ZR, wait for them to land the first hit, then have them go towards you. Apologies for the poison, and now engage at will. Come on. Aw, I was hoping to chain attack it. No! That's an interesting one to talk about. So Blaze Gear. Flame Gear, I mean. Here we are. If we go into the effects and have a look at Blaze Attack, whenever you successfully pull off an auto attack, there is a 12% chance of dealing an additional 50 points of blaze damage. Gotta say, I like the design though. Definitely reminds me of the... yeah, almost looks like it was basically just carved off the caterpillar itself and formed into this gear. I like it. And the block garter, increasing the auto attack gained when healing or attacking by 10%. It's another useful thing, but better to deal raw damage than rely on stuff to increase aggro that way. No, different menus. Oh, unlucky sixes, that's awfully convenient. Unlucky sixes, performing an attack that deals exactly 666 points of damage. Give you free guesses as to what this one's supposed to be. In the definitive edition, this shouldn't be too much of a challenge since you can adjust your character's levels, stats and everything. If you're playing on the original version, be it the Wii Classic or the new 3DS port, good luck with this. These two are just evil. Ooh, defense knives. And with that we have one quest. We have the nectar needed to report back to Susanna. We'll do that in a moment though.
マグメルドの遺跡？
初めて来たんだっけ、フィオロン。
防衛隊はよく訓練に使ってるし、僕はいろいろ調べたりしに来るけど、普通は用ないからね、こんなとこ。
まあな、 この辺りには寄進兵の部品をまとったモンスターもいるわけだしな。
これも寄進兵のものなの？
多分違うと思う。人が入る通路があるし、これは乗り物だったんじゃないかな。
防衛隊のホバー輸送艇みたいなもんか。
乗り物？こんな大きいのに。
うん、すごい技術だよ。一体どんな人たちだったんだろうね、これを作ったのって。
俺にはさっぱり見当つかないね。
さあ行こうか。エーテルシリンダーがあるのはこの先だよ。
おう。
I guess I was a little preemptive on this. Skip travel! Taking shortcuts and using them to return to landmarks you have previously visited. Open the map of the area you wish to travel to. And then there's the destination. Whenever you go into the area list, you'll find little icons that'll give you a hint on where to go. This is the red flag for the main story quests, even your active quests. And you can even return to the shop in the colony. View the map and select the landmark you wish to travel to. It's probably a good idea to return to the colony whenever your inventory is full, so that way you can sell items at the shop for money. This is very useful advice that I honestly took for granted in my first playthrough. Granted, I didn't really have much of a need to sell anything until a couple areas in after this. Starting inventory starts pretty big, so what better to do? Anyway, here we are on the warehouse. Dealing with imbalance. And up. Right, I gotta remember, that's just for jumping. They don't automatically try and target enemies unless you've engaged. Oh boy. Metal Lancer! Don't know why I said it like that, but I did. What would make you wish to jump on this shulk? Okay, I guess he's trying to replicate speedrunners. What? I'm kind of impressed. Anyway, if we go over here, door opens fine. Definitely not a hint of the technology. So what does this mean? I'm sure it's fine. What's the worst that could happen? Anyway, you'll notice this one won't open. It's probably just pacing. And here we have our true newts and metal lizards. That's gonna take a while. Unless we do this. Uh-oh! No, I don't want to... Okay, we're fighting this guy now. Bam! What a time to topple an enemy. You know what? Let's do this! Now come on, Shulk! Yes! that's a nice bunch of treasure chests. Just as a side note, the number of chests you can have on the map is limited. Although that number is like a couple... I think it's close to 100 or so, maybe more. The important thing to note is that they actually stay on the map pretty much indefinitely until you reach the limit and then the oldest chest disappears. This also occurs when transferring to new areas. But more importantly, when it comes to chests dropped by unique monsters, it's a good idea to save after defeating them, but before opening the chest. The reason being, let's just say you see these items and you think, I already got 2 of these greaves, I don't really want any. If you load the game, look at that, the chest is back where it is. Sometimes the unique monster spawns, however, so be careful. Now the reason you may want to use this... Okay, it's just flat out save scumming method that I may or may not have spent over half an hour attempting to demonstrate, is because the type of drops you gain from a chest actually are randomized and they're only decided the moment you open it. In this case, I wanted to show that you can get the 2-slot version of the jackknives here from defeating Gwynry. It's got a decent crit rate for Fiora. Definitely highest among the knives that she has access to so far. I'm gonna take it. Ah yes, it hasn't lost its luster. So I managed to find some of those Shin New True Geckos for one of the 2 quests we had to complete, and checking on the party's affinity when confirming that they all have on the green now, I got this! Giving gifts to your party members. From the affinity chart, you can give presents to your fellow party members to increase the affinity between you. Press Y to start sharing and caring. Oh, that's nice. In the older versions of the game, you actually had to go into the items menu and then select gift from there. Just check the button prompt on the bottom corner of the screen and you generally have an idea. After starting the gift giving process with Y, you can press up in any direction on the D-pad to choose who will give the gift and confirm with A. Then use the D-pad again to choose who will receive the gift and press A again. Once you've selected the characters, you'll then have to select the gift with up and down and confirm with A. After giving a particular item to a particular character once, you'll learn how much they like or dislike it. That's mean to say.
Oh yeah?
Wow, that was quick. It smells so sweet. Yes, I totally... Yeah, definitely no detours. Let's should get that boy studying. Thank you very much. Oh, what a relief. Another problem solved. And not a moment too soon, Fiora. Can't wait to see what kind of genius he'll become. Okay, I'm not even trying, it seems. Take the light cap, all good. And we have another quest. What's the trouble now, Susanna? Thanks for your help the last time. The Black Nectar did great. Did get my son studying, but not for long. Now he just eats the sweets instead of studying. It's like you give a dog a biscuit for behaving in training and then not having any restraint and, boy. When he's had enough, he just goes out to play. Hey? What's up? A bit of trouble? Don't be shy now, we're here to help. Never mind, I won't bother you about Moritz anymore. Could I ask for your help with something else? I want you to bring me 2 pieces of heavy bun of iron. That stuff is heavy, so it might be hard work, but will you do it? What could you need something as heavy as that for? Well, exercise, that's it! I put on weights lately! Yes, exercise is all. Lady Bay acting sus, but sorry to have to ask. I think you can get the heavy bonavine from the Tephra Caves. We already have that. Okay, give it my best shot. Well, that was weak. Oh well. Weak experience, I mean. Affinity. Brain is mush. Have you brought it? This takes over much. Oh, this is really heavy stuff. I like to see my son avoid his studies with this tying him. You are a terrible mum! Foolproof? Only a fool would think of such things so drastic. Going back to Dean's shady request... Actually, does Marsha say anything? I can't remember if she had... Entrance? Oh yeah, Liliana. My grandson, when he was young, I bet he'd enjoy my biscuits. I'll bake us some later. Oh, that's nice. Anything else? Appreciate my own, but I didn't get the chance to share them. That's alright. Okay. Back to Dean's shady request. Did you manage to find them? These are perfect. My kids are going to love these. Now they should stop fighting. Thank you so much for your help. Oh, what a relief. Another problem solved. Right on. Well worth the effort. Now, about this state of mine. Could you go and tell Dean that any time is fine for me? Oh, I'm getting all excited. Aww. Happy family, old friends. And look at that! They're now close. How is this considered a normal relationship?
Yeah.
You know the soldier who keeps watching the residential district? That's Minnie. She's been in the defense force longer than me. I should go out somewhere with her, have a little fun. Just wanted to show that there was a bit of extra affinity here. Always good to check in on the residents every now and then. You never know. Why do I keep pressing X for the map? Ugh. Look at that. Managed to catch him just as he's going back to work. He did it. Now I can finally have a lovely evening with Sophia. Sonia. Oh, me names. I'll have to hurry if I want to get ready and not be late. Yeah, but you got to work now. You got work, don't... Careful. I'll give you a reward back when I get back. Just wait here. 1 second forward. Don't wait up for me. Oink. A day with Sonia at last. You're telling me, bud, that was pretty quick. It went sort of well, but I can't say it was a major success. Still, she invited me round to her house next time, even if it's only as a babysitter. But I'm not going to give up. I'll take every chance I can get. Ah, the strongest tie. Anyhow, back in the cave, let's make our way out to the story path. And here we are at the cylinder hangar. Now before we continue, there's a few things I want to go over quickly. First off, in the Collectopedia, we have one of every item, so I'm going to show you what happens when you fill out a category. Sweet wasabi, a strange, spicy, sweet green wasabi. It looks quite normal otherwise. A cool potato, a cooling green root that is particularly valued in summer. Red lettuce, a particularly spicy lettuce that kids are keen to avoid. Ugh, as someone who can't even tolerate even the mildest of spices. Oh, that sounds like a nightmare. Anchovy radish. Red and sour, that's difficult to cook, but used medicinally as a restorative. Completing in a single category will get you a bunch of gems. Quick step is... oh, it's a fun one. Increasing movement speed by 10%. This is how you get around the game faster. And it's a rank 3 too, so that's a nice bonus. Onto the fruit. The dance apple is a red apple that's perfect for parties. Really gets things moving. Haha, because of the name. Ah, funny. And black kiwi. Not the bird, but the fruit. A tremendously bitter kiwi fruit with a tremendously addictive taste. Getting an agility up too is, not bad. Strong dandelion. Known for its small black petals, the roots make a throat medicine. The moon flower is a large, round, lofty blue flower. All other blooms fade when it opens. And the dawn hydrangea. A yellow flower that brings good luck to the finder. Good for pressing. Poison defense. If you were having trouble with... what was that catapult? What's his name? Yeah, the cellar bugworm. This will definitely... if you're having trouble with the cellar bugworm, this will definitely help you out a lot. Though though it only can apply to one ally, so make sure you get the other two away from the poison. Going in reverse order, the sorrow beetle. A frustrated looking beetle mostly found near water for some reason. I don't want to think about the implications on that. I'm kind of scared. The white beetle is a beetle with white stripes, beats its smooth wings to call. Okay, so... I don't know. Like a white cicada? Tomato, potato, I'm getting carried away. A giant hornet. A giant white hornet so heavy that it squashes any flower it alights on. Considering the size of the anthills, skeeters, and arachnos, I'm glad this is just a collectible and not something dangerous. And now the prairie dragonfly. A dragonfly that hides in the plains, intimidating when disturbed. Makes sense? And we have the Regnus gauntlet. Decent medium armor, not bad, not bad. Developed during the last war. So last year's model, basically. No problem. The blue chain! Some kind of machine part or other. Looks old, but should be useful. And the rabbit diode. A cute pink machine part reminiscent of a bunny's tail. That sounds cute! And we won't have much use for Ether up in the meantime. As for the strange items, we have a plate snow, a horrible white thing that Fiora named when she was little. The descriptions for the strange collectibles are always so much fun to read. And the rainbow zirconia. Ryan did his best to name this, reflects light like a pretty rainbow. Getting this section gets us a nice strength up, but more importantly, with this entire area's collectibles completed, we get a special item, in this case the carbon driver. Not bad. Could be better, could be worse. Still haven't got anything from the other yet, and we won't for quite some time. These are some of the most difficult collectibles to attain, usually because it requires high affinity with the area. In Tephra Cave, go with the strange parts first. The leaf mystery. Fiora delightedly named to this. A fresh leaf that quietly glows. And the steel silk. Dunban called this a long time ago. It's soft like silk when wet. Attack stability, so not bad, not bad. Kneecap rock. A rough rock that yields a golden building material when polished. Not bad. Confusion ivy. Wraps itself around anything, hiding signs and leading travelers astray. And clarity moss. It acts as a landmark for lost travelers, soft and damp. And here we have an attack plus to go with our attack stability. I'd say that's a pretty nice combo. Rumble Stonefly. It moves gracefully and sings sweetly. It's very beautiful. The Golden Caterpillar is an insect larva that sparkles in shiny gold for only a few hours after hatching. Okay. And the Brown Butterfly. Blends into the sky while in flight, also known as the Heaven's Teardrop. We haven't seen this debuff yet, but slow is basically the antithesis to haste. One increases your auto attack speed and the other one reduces it. I think slow also hinders your movement speed as well, but I don't remember art being affected. Also, I just realized, what are the odds that the Golden Caterpillar metamorphoses into a brown butterfly? That would be awesome. I'll leave these other categories empty for now, however, because I want to do a full set of each, and I'm currently missing a fruit, a flower, and an animal. But yeah, I just hope I won't need anything aside from the in newts. Next up, unique monsters. This is a good point. Throughout the game, it's wise to take on unique monsters and basically not only for the nice loot, but also for a little something called affinity coins. You've probably seen them show up whenever a character gains a level or whenever you defeat a unique monster. And while we don't know what their purpose is for yet, although I'm sure some of you can figure out just from looking at the UI here, yeah, it's worth getting as many as possible because they are in limited supply. You'll gain a skill coin. You'll gain an affinity coin every time you gain a level, for 1 coin per party member. Each party member will also gain an additional coin for the first time you defeat a unique monster within a single playthrough. Just as a reference, unless the definitive edition decided to add any, there's only about 157 unique monsters in the game, barring any possible additions that the definitive edition might have thrown our way. Throughout this playthrough, I'm gonna basically pause the story at certain points like this and let you know, okay, normally that'll have a collector's mentality, but also pointing out certain points when I believe you'll be able to take on a bunch of unique monsters. I'll show you an image of their name and give you an idea of where they are, and if there's anything in particular of note, I'll mention that as well. This is the first one. So, going through what you can manage from levels 1 through to 12. Verdant Bluechild, you saw this thing pretty much crush me before, or just a little north of Colony 9's western entrance. It's your standard starter unique monster, nothing too serious, should be all fine. Lake Magdalena, you can just go to the Outlook Park and drop down the center hole and you'll find this thing right here. It does have, I believe it was a topple debuff, I could be mistaken, but it's a nice primer on how to deal with aquatic enemies and, more importantly, being able to press the B button in order to encourage your allies whenever they are hit with enablements or negative tension. Evil Rangrot, we saw this one on the pathway up to the cave and yeah, can't miss it. Found by the Cliff Lake west of the Outlook Park and south of the Tephra Hill, you'll find Ida and Dorothea and Speedy Ramshide. You're starting to notice that not all of these are displayed in challenge quests. For those who like to give themselves a bit of a challenge, you can find Enchanting Groon off to the east of the Tephra Cave entrance. It only appears between 5 and 6 AM, however, so take note. This is honestly the toughest unique monster you can take on at this point, and, well, that you can survive at least. And it has some interesting rewards. There are 2 attacks to be wary of, one that completely restricts your movements through the condition known as binding, and another one that can auto-daze whoever it's targeting. It's a really great place to grind for affinity though, especially since if you're fighting this even at level 12 you're going to miss a lot, and thus need a bit of encouragement when your tension lowers. It's also worth noting that it's one of the most reliable ways to get a 2-slot version of the Bouncer Knives, one of the best weapons that Fiora can use for quite some time. Going to Tephra Cave, we have the Cellar Bugworm, which I already pointed out, with its nasty poison, the Mining Patrichev, and Wall Slide Gwynry. You can get the Jack Knives for a 2-slot version of this, but you're better off going for the Tephra Vangs. Also, I kind of just think it's adorable in a very cute, terrifying kind of way with its open mouth like that. It's gonna go num 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 on Ryan's face. Onto art, since I have the AP for it, I'm gonna go and upgrade Dream Edge another time. And finally, give Backslash a little bit more power and a cooldown. As for Ryan, I'm gonna go and upgrade War Swing another time because it's just one of his best arts. Great crowd control. And as for Fiora, I'm feeling like Lacerate would definitely be useful. Nothing new to note with skill trees, although Fiora is getting very close to Swift Strike. As for party composition, I'll continue using the colony types as fashion gear because, well, one moment. I'm going to keep using the fashion gear because at least it doesn't look as lopsided as this. Okay, apart from the boots and the garter, this actually looks kind of cool. But I'm gonna stick to the classic look for the appearance's sake. As you can see, I've pretty much gone ham on a whole bunch of gems and such because why not? It's kind of fun this way. With Ryan, you can see that I've swapped out the front armor, minus its little HP boost for a bit of extra strength. He's a lot tankier than the others, so I thought he could use it. That and I just gave him the Ether up instead of Muscle Up because I thought it'd be funny. You know, Aura Burst and all. As for Fiora, I'm gonna stick with that Strength Up gem I used from the tutorial trade, and as you can see, I switched over to the Bouncer Knives that I obtained from you-know-who. The reason why I haven't put anything in her, much else in her gem slots is because partly we're full, but also, I mean, you saw the amount of damage she was dealing with her starting gear. It'd be kind of overpowered to go any further. Also, lock-on and slow aren't really things you should be worried about, that need to be worried about for the time being, and I thought this look would just look kind of cute. With that out of the way,
ここだ助かったぜシルク。よーし、ちゃっちゃと回収しちまうからちょっと待っててくれよな。
壁一面にエーテルシリンダー。ねえ、なぜこんな場所までわざわざ取りに来ないといけなかったの？町にもあるじゃない、エーテルシリンダーの供給所。
まあね。けどあれだと精錬に時間がかかるし、シリンダー化に失敗することだってあるから、その点ここには精錬済みのものがまだこんなにある。自前でやるより確実ってことだよ。
そうそう、コロニー9の対空砲や自走砲はここのシリンダーに規格を合わせているからすぐに使えるしな。
ふーん。でもここって相当昔のものなんでしょ？朽ち果てもせずによく残ってるわね。
多分ここには何か力を失わせずに保管するための技術が使われているんだ。悔しいけど僕らにはまだその秘密がわからない。
シュルク。
でもきっといつか解き明かしてみせるさ。だって過去に誰かが生み出した技術だったらそれは幻じゃない。きっと僕たちにもいつか手が届くはずだ。
まあ無理しなくてもいいぜ。必要になるたびに取りに来るのも防衛隊員にはいい訓練なんだしな。
シルクに手伝い頼んでるくせに偉そうに言わないの。それよりシリンダーは取れたの？
おう、バッチリだ。サンキューな。
もうこれからはあんた一人で来なさいよね。
静かにして。お
寄進兵なの？
わからないけど倒すしかなさそうだ。
そういうことなら任せとけ。
Ah, such fluid weapon drawn animations in the cutscene. Anyway, switching between targets is as simple as clicking the left and right brow buttons. This may come in handy when fighting several monsters at once. When holding down the Z up button, you can then press up, right and down on the D-pad to either command your allies to focus attacks on one monster, engage at will, acting independently, or to stop attacking and regroup around the leader you're controlling. Useful strategies to learn. In this case, let's focus attacks.
フィオルン、大丈夫？
平気。シルクは？
なんともないよ。ラインと君のおかげだ。
何なんだこいつ。今まではこんなのいなかったぞ。
まさか鬼神兵？
いや、多分この乗り物を作った文明のものだと思う。
確かに鬼神兵とは違うような気がしたけど、なんだってそんなもんが今頃。
わからない。ここを守るために作られたんだろうけど、何かに反応して目覚めたのか。だとしたらそれは多分僕たちじゃない。
ねえ帰ろう。もうこんなとここれ以上痛くない。
そうだね。エーテルシリンダーも手に入れたし。
おい、なんだよこれ。
何この音は。
この音は空からだ。あれは
嘘だろ。
鬼神兵。
どうして？鬼神兵団はお兄ちゃんが1年前全滅させたんじゃ。
さっきの防衛装置はあの鬼神兵の群れに反応して。
急いでコロニーに戻るぞ。
うん。